Hi guys, welcome back to Settle in Spain. I'm Amanda, my husband is David. We are here renovating a 200-year-old farmhouse with its land in southern Spain. We're in the region of Andalusia. To our subscribers, welcome back. And to those of you who are new, hi. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Thank you. Okay, so I want to start this week, week 2, answering a question. A couple of people asked us similar questions about residency. Were we going to have to do 90 days in 180 since Brexit? What was happening? We arrived here in August 2020. We moved across from Greece. I am fully resident, autonomo, which is self-employed. David also has full residencia. We got here before Brexit. It is still possible for British people to come and live here and work online as I am, or in other ways. It's just now more difficult. You have to be really careful and do it properly with a guest door and a good accountant. If anyone wants the details of the guest door that we have used, I will link to them down below because they have been excellent for us. I hope that covers that question. If you've got any more questions about what we're doing, why we're here, etc., do ask in the comments and I'll get back to you in the next video. So this week you've got me clearing more of the house. Some of the rooms actually start to look quite empty. I have a few more interesting finds for you. I hope you enjoy this week. Can't remember what I was saying now. So let's get going with week 2. So on the Thursday and Friday, along with people coming in and out and having a look around the property and coming to take some of the things that we were giving away, I managed to clear out the last of the cupboards, get everything outside. I completely cleared the kitchen and started to treat for woodworm in some of the places that needed it. I managed to fill box after box of glasses and glassware. There was a lot of it in the property, both in this cupboard, other cupboards and the front room. Just about all of it was taken by somebody, which was really, really great. People came along on a regular basis, had a look at the boxes under the carport and helped themselves. So I'm pleased to say that the majority of this all went to good homes. In the bottom of this cupboard, I found some more of those beautiful bowls which I'd found elsewhere in the house. I will show you later on in the video the entire stash that I managed to find in the house, and we're going to find a use for those, definitely keeping them. So, I don't know if you remember from the walk around video, I'll put a link up above. This is in the bedroom off the living room, a pretty little dressing table which we think we can upcycle. There's just one problem I've discovered. Not in that drawer, it must have been in that drawer. Can you see those little piles of dust? Just here, that's an indication that this has a creature eating it. What I did next then was to liberally apply the spray that I'd got from the hardware store for treating woodworm and termites. A word of warning here, termites is a huge problem in this region of southern Spain. You need to look out for it if you're buying a property. It causes problems in beams and any woodwork around. You can often spot it around the door frames because they come up from under the ground, so watch out for that one. Hey, so I'm busy clearing out the kitchen area, and as you can see, the cupboards are looking emptier now. I filled, I think, 3 black sacks. We found a bit of rotten beam, hopefully there won't be too much more. All the wood inside of the cupboard here is completely rotten. I actually found a couple of rotten pestle and mortars that were made of wood. I can't find it now, it's in the bottom of the sack, but literally crumbled in your hands. This though was interesting. So hanging on the wall was a tea towel. Grabbed the tea towel and then went to see what it was attached to. A bottle opener. Of course, that makes a fantastic hook. There you go. Random find. Hi guys. So it's Monday and it's, I want to say the 28th of February. I'll correct that on here if I was wrong. But today is a national holiday here in this region. It's Andalusia Day, the commemoration of the creation of Andalusia as a separate state. I'm here back at the house. David is away working this week. I can't remember now how many weeks we've been clearing this. So today I'm going to try and clear the front of the house and make it look a bit tidier. I think it's important as a part of the community to show that we're doing that. So yeah, that's my main job today. I did forget to get any bin bags and the shops aren't open. So I'm going to make do with the bags that we have that are lying around the house and see how much mess I create. So another week started with some more sweeping and cleaning. We know that at least once a year a member of the family had been round to tidy around the outside of the property, but clearly it hadn't been done for a year. So there was a lot that had blown in and built up. Although this is the driest region of Europe, we do get moisture and rain in the winter months, and lots of grasses and weeds had grown up around the edges of the building and in the little flower beds at the front of the house. I'm editing this as a dust storm rages outside and just thinking how much more sweeping there's going to be both at the rental property and over at the house when this storm is over. As I started to clear out that front bed where the roses, I found great big pieces of grating and metal. One of them, as you could see there, was actually the back of a refrigerator unit. I'm guessing it was probably to keep off animals, possibly goats, because there used to be a goat farm around the corner. It wasn't all rubbish. I also found some daffodils and narcissi, which I'll leave to die back and then move the bulbs to a better place. They were underneath the rose there. And this pot was actually buried in the front garden. The rose hadn't been cut for a long time, so I've given it a good hard cut back, and hopefully that's going to look beautiful in another couple of months' time. Using the wheelbarrow, all of the garden cuttings have been taken down onto the land where a compost heap is starting. There's lots of old slabs of marble lying around the house on the outside and inside. These to the left of the front door, some of them quite large and heavy, had lots of grass and weeds growing out of them, and I really didn't know what I was going to find underneath. I didn't know if there would be another garden bed or an old septic tank or something, but just seems to be concrete. Once I cleared away the slabs, brushed away the mud, the weeds disappeared, and it's a nice clean area. Okay, so today I'm back. It's a nice sunny day, which is good. We've got bad weather forecast at the end of the week. Sorry, I've just seen a spider on the wall. So I'm going to try and get done as much as I can today and tomorrow while the weather is good. There is one find, something that we found the other day. Friends of ours came and took one of the big blanket boxes that was in the bedroom just off this bedroom downstairs, and we found, if I can lift it, this green box. I was slightly concerned initially in case it might hold a shotgun or something equally bizarre, but it doesn't. Instead, it holds an old set of weighing scales. Now, don't know if you're going to be able to see that properly, but obviously that would hang up and you would hang your pig or something similar off it, and there's an extra weight there to add to it. It goes up to 15 something or another, 15A and 73L, and there's no markings on this as to what the weight is, but it's heavy, very heavy. So that's something interesting and obviously quite antique. I'm going to collect all this stuff up now and get it over into the warehouse where it's being stored. I'm going to break that. That lampshade was a gift from the friends who took friend Pearl. I'll mention her name, I'm sure she won't mind. We gave them the blanket box, and in return they gifted us this, which is a beautiful traditional lamp. The next thing to get rid of in this room is the curtains. Now, some of you are aware I'm here on my own for some of the time while David is at work, and I've made a promise to him that while he's away I won't do anything silly, and that includes getting on steps. I have been known once in the past to put ladders down wrongly, fall off and fracture my ankle. So I don't want to end up in a pot this week, and I found a way to get these curtains down just by using a broom. It worked in the living room, let's hope it works in here too. So this is bedroom one. All that's left in here now is the bed itself and this big wardrobe behind me. We don't want either of those. They're of no use to us whatsoever. There's a piece of hardboard on, is it hardboard or composite, that we'll take off that bed, put to one side. Hopefully we might need to make use of that at some point, who knows. The final thing to remove was the curtains that were over the top of that archway there. And they reveal the really beautiful shape that arch has. Looking forward to turning the room beyond, hopefully, into a pantry in the future. The view then from that bedroom now looking out onto what was a carport, we're hoping to turn into a terrace, and the room will hopefully be the kitchen. Then I made a start at moving the furniture out of the room from behind. 2 of the beds and 2 of the bedside tables, but surprisingly, one of them had something in it. As you guys know, we're quite new to this whole videoing process. This is just the second week of clearing stuff out of the house. I was just doing the drawers there and had the camera where I couldn't see what was happening because it was behind, it wasn't in selfie mode, and yeah, I cut out I think top half of my body and I had the microphone pointing the wrong way, so that's not going to work, is it? So I'm just going to show you a couple of things I found in the drawer. The first thing I'll show you is a postcard. It was in an envelope. The postcard says it's from the 10th of June 1981 in Barcelona. Boy, Barcelona and the view of Barcelona has changed quite a lot since that was a postcard to send to somebody. Little fiction books, all in Spanish. That one's back to front so you can't see what it is. I'm guessing little novellas. That one even says novella on it. Novella horoscopo. Something that a teenage girl might read. Other than that, disturbingly, there were some tights and I didn't have gloves on. So now I'm going to have to go wash my hands and then get going and put some gloves on. You can't see from there, but there's still one thing to retrieve. I just wanted to show you, before these go into the wheelbarrow, the stash of beautiful pots that I managed to find. They're all this kind of blue and off-white, I guess you could call it. Many different colours and designs. I'll show them to you. Isn't that beautiful? I'm guessing these are traditional Andalusian. That's all I can guess at. So there's 2 of that one, 2 of the last one, although those 2 with the sunflower are a different pattern, and 1 of those. Isn't that gorgeous? So these I'm going to find a way of using and displaying within the house. Like everything else we're keeping, those things are being stored over in the warehouse. So these are going to go in the wheelbarrow and I'm going to take them across there. Retrieve the other chicken plate. They are broken, but they've been mended. Somebody has told me there's something about chicken plates here in Andalusia, particularly in this area. I'm going to try and find out what it is. Sorry guys, that's all you're getting of inside the warehouse for now. That's for another time. Okay, some of you, my husband included, might think I'm slightly crazy, but just now I decided, despite everything there is to do, that I would clean these windows. There's something about the glass being clean that just makes me a little bit happier. And I love the fact, I don't know if you can see, that glass is very old. It's got little dimples in it. It's certainly not perfect. It's not 20th, even 20th, 21st century glass. It's amazing. So that glass we can now see out of. You couldn't actually see out those windows before. Cool. Okay, so here I am clearing out under the stairs. I found that bottle of wine, which you saw. I found about half a dozen other bottles, which are just empty, unfortunately. 2 really cool storage jars. I don't know who else gets excited about storage jars, but I do. A bottle of wine that's full. I don't know if you saw, there were some little dusty particles on there. That showed me that the shelf above it clearly had woodworm. It's just a piece of wood. So that's going to go out now for the bins. And lining the shelf, you can probably hear the crackle, newspapers. The newspaper is El Mundo Andalucia from September 2002. How cool is that? Another little job was sorting through all of the bits and pieces of fabric and linens that were in the house. The majority of it turned out to be synthetic fabric, which I didn't keep. I did keep a lot of the useful pieces of cotton and linen. As you can see, Otis gave me a helping paw. So that brings us to the end this week. I hope you enjoyed that look at the things that we found and how we're clearing the house. There'll be more of that next week, and you'll get to meet one of the people in those photographs that we found last week. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do so. See you next time.